Okay, I think we are good to start.
Yes, sir.
Today will be our day 6 since we started from this class. And our topic for the day is Module 4, Unit 2, which is arrays and printing. Last week we discussed about, earlier this week we discussed about VB, Visual Basic Programming applications, where we discussed some of the variables, controls, properties, etc., including the IDE, the Integrated Development Environment for writing a source code. Today, we'll be continuing on that, looking at the arrays and printing. Under this, we'll look at working with the arrays, declaration of array, looping through the element of an array, the message box statement, sending information to the printer, and the rest of them. Now, one may say, what is an array? Here we have to understand that array is a series of variables with the same name. I have to mute you, please. So, I don't know if any of you could remember what we said that is variable, because now we are saying that we are referencing variables with an array. See our definition of array. An array is a series of variables with the same name. But if you don't know what is called variables, or if you cannot recall or remember what is variables, it will be very difficult for you to recall or remember what is called an array. So if I may ask, based on our last discussion, what is a variable? Unmute yourself and speak if you have any idea. Have any of you gone through the material I shared for day 5 discussion? Are you people with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We are with you, sir.
This is a class of about 1,300 or 300 plus. Only 14 are online. However, we've been able to discuss about variables last week or in our last discussion. Can anybody still remind me what you understand by variable? Because that is the basis to understand today's class. Any contribution? Does it mean that we don't know, we cannot remember it, or we've not been able to go through the material we discussed in our last lectures.
Please, sir, can you help us send the material? I'm a new student here, sir.
Check the platform, it is there. Your e-learning material, e-learning platform, it is there. All the materials from day 1 to day 6, they are shared. All of them are there.
Okay, sir. I'll check them now, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
I have opinion, sir.
Go ahead.
A variable is a symbol or name that represents a value that can change, sir.
Okay, that is a nice contribution. Others were keeping mute as if this was the first time you are joining the class. This is 6 times we are having this discussion. However, we have to continue. We have a limited time. We discussed
Maybe some people are just closing their work.
In our last discussion, we defined variables as a storage memory location, and then upon which the value can change during the program execution. And we discussed about different kinds of variables. We discussed about string variables, like name of somebody, anything like text or combined with numbers is string variables. We discussed about Boolean variable like and, or. So we discuss so many variables which contains in that material. So today is taking us to what is called an array, which is a series of variables with the same name. But sometimes array are referred to a table or subscripted variable. What does this mean? It means that the individual value is referred to as an element, and each element is accessed by subscript, which is a position number. Well, let's move on so that you could understand better what we mean by variable. Consider an array of a student is just like a table. In your maybe table, if you have a table showing the particulars of students, for example, we have a serial number, reg number, name, email, sex, address, phone number, etc. That table collectively, that all information collectively, you can call it what? An array. Okay, so now if you have a string student name, we have Adebayo, Ayodele, Musa, Anthony, Okereke, Jeremiah, and the rest of them. All these things, you can call them what? An array. So when declaring an array, something must be done. The number of elements in an array must be specified so that the computer system will enable to reserve the required storage for the processing of the array. What are we trying to explain here is that when you want to allocate a memory, a storage, or a space for each variable, A or Obi or Mohammed, all these are a series of variables combined to form an array. And you remember that we said that dim in Visual Basic is used to declare a variable. And declaring that variable would enable a user a kind of data type it can accept. When we discuss that, if you declare string using the, do you remember what we still call Hungarian notations? Hungarian notations. Do you remember it? We discussed about Hungarian notations in our last lecture. Can any of you still remember it? Wow. It appears as if I'm speaking to myself. We may continue. We discussed that a Hungarian notation is an official notification. Somebody is asking, please, sir, we don't have any group, oh, please. Only group we have is that discussion forum from the e-learning platform. Once you have access, you go to discussion forum. There is only group we have. If you have further information, you can reach me out through my email, which I always use to communicate to you. Thank you. We'll move. I stated that Hungarian notation is a very propounded rules guiding the formulation of a variable. That we use 3 names to formulate your variable or control or name of an object. 3 names, like XTR is string. Label, LBL is label. Maybe button, BTN is button. So we are re-emphasizing on this so that you'll be able to understand how this, using the sample, is using this thing I highlighted. It's called the variable name, declaring name student and 0 to 9 as string. It also declare another one, CUR, which is currency, price, maybe 10 value. It declared another one, integer, INT is integer score as integer. This 0 to 9 means when you enter somebody's name, it will not exceed that 9 letters or character. Then currency price, that 10, the dimensions, the array there is showing you that, of course, that you will not enter more than 10 numbers. Okay, so the dimension of the arrays may have an empty parenthesis, as in the following statement. Say, for instance, public declaring string schools. This in parentheses, you see it as string. It means that here is open for an array. So the array declared above without a specification of its dimension is a dynamic array. This is because the number of elements may change during the execution of the program. For instance, a static array is one with a fixed size. Any attempt to change the size while the program is running would result in an error message. Any attempt to change the value during the program execution will result in an error message. Take, for example, that in our list here, you see in this parenthesis, you see 0 to 9. It means that that is static array. Dim currency price in bracket or parentheses 10. 10 is a fixed word array. But div integer score is open, or if there's parentheses, empty parentheses, it shows that it is dynamic. It can change during the program executions. Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
Only you.
Yes, sir. We are following you.
We are following you. We are following you, sir.
Oh, good.
Following you.
Oh, good. All these things are simple things, but if you don't know them during the exam, before you recover them, time already elapsed. You start knocking your head. Hi. They taught me this. No, I forgot them. Hi. Please, it's good after we discuss it like this, go back and read it and make notes. If possible, just make notes in each of the day of our classes, in each sections. Try to make a note, summarize each of those materials. That will help you to understand them very well. This is the measure that helped me during my MSc program in National Open University. Now, you people are privileged to have a tutor who can, lecture you, teach you, unlike before. I always say this is a very welcome development before you read on your own. If you ask me now, all the notes, all the whole courses I offered through my MSc, I have notes in all of them. And each of the material, I'll read it from module 1 to the last module, and I will summarize them. I have the full notes. And this is the only way to do well or make a good result in open university. Even in a conventional university, you should be able to read, make notes, then ask questions where you are not clear. All right. We'll move. The next we have here, we may be at more of a speed lane because of time and because of what we have today, and we must to finish it. 3.3 says looping through the element of an array. We discussed about in our last discussion before, in our last class, if statement, if then X statement, or X if statement. So we're talking about loop. We also discuss about do while. So loop, we also made mention of it in our last class that loop is a way of giving a range. If you want to calculate odd number from 1 to 100, you can specify the starting of the value and end of the value. If it's an even number, you must specify it, the start value and end value. That is what I mean by looping. So the examples are being presented for your own perusal. All right. Then message box statement. The message box is a simple form that displays a message and at least one command button. You can display a message, an optional icon, a title bar captions, a command button in a message box. What is the essence of this message? For instance, the body portion is optional. If you omit the caption of a title bar, the project name will appear in the message box, title bar. For example, if text, you see txt, address, dot text, then message box, please enter your address. What we are describing here is that message box will help you to enter a kind of a help, self-help that will guide the user when working on the maybe on the form, whether you are registering something. When you open that message box, it will tell you, okay, your submission was successful. It will show you that message. That message box, that is where you put that kind of message. Okay, your form failed to submit, failed or success. Under that message box, that is where you enter. Whatever statement you enter there, that is where you will enter. Or after we just say, tell you, please proceed. So such information that to guide you while filling the form or while submitting the form is would and that message box would enable you to enter those informations. Whatever you enter, whatever information or message you enter under message box, that is the statement it will show you where somebody is operating it. Retrieving the value from the message box, just like this now. This figure 30, the generated message box, see it. Visual Basic Programming this, okay. So this is what that enables you to do it when you are programming them. The same way like sending information to the printer. What does this mean? When you print using print form, all outputs is sent as graphics. The printer.print is used to set up output to a printer. That is to say, when the statement printer.print is encountered, you desire output will be added to the printer. It is tell you that this is a command or code that will enable you to send information to display what you want to do or send it to printer. Printer means to display what you actually want to get out from what you programmed. So that is, if we actually want to see or display all that you have programmed, use a print form, if it's a form or printer.print. So you can achieve that result. Formatting line, the same way. All this is a better experience when you have a hands-on practicals. You just demonstrate them. Semicolon is used for normally when you need to separate printed items without advancing to the next print zone. Semicolon just to terminate the statement. Just use to separate each of the items. Just like you have here, printer.print department, semicolon, computer science. It's just like faculty, physical science, maybe university, National Open University. If you put this in your code, put all this and use the semicolon to demarcate them, then it will help you to show or display the corresponding value of the statement you provided. Okay. So the same thing we have.
What do you mean by corresponding value?
Okay. The corresponding value, just like when you are filling a form, you say department. What is your department? You put computer science. The corresponding value, maybe, okay, you have faculty. The corresponding value is the name of the faculty, which is physical sciences or information technology. Maybe you have institution. You have national corresponding value of institution is National Open University. Do you understand it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's just like first name. The corresponding value of first name is your name. Maybe Ilesha or Kolawole or Good Luck. So it's just like that. That is what I mean by corresponding value. All right. So all these things are just highlighted here. The explanation, so many examples have been shown in this. All you need to do, once you have the applications, just try to, you can even copy the code or type the way it is there. Then you run it. When you type it, you run it, you see what that would display. It's just like this one now. Private sub print details. You want to print these details. Printer.print. Department will show level. Printer.print mathematics 300. All this is, you see it, department and level. Mathematics 300. Economics 400. Accounting. This is what I will display on your screen when you run it. So it's just like this now. Department, the corresponding print department, and the corresponding value is level. You see, print mathematics level is 300. Economics, the level is this. So this is what that is highlighted here. See it. So.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, this printer.print does not necessarily mean that you are sending the information directly to your printer, but just to display the program on your screen, right?
Is to display the program, the output of your program from your screen.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
All right. So, as the programming become more complex, it may be necessary to work with variables that hold more than one value. In this case, arrays can be used to streamline your code by allowing you create a shorter and more efficient variables. It just, array helps you to ensure optimization with your code. All right, that takes us to the end of that unit. We'll look at the second unit, which is file processing. All right. Remember that we defined data earlier on as a collection of what the related records. I think in our first or second class, we discussed about data versus what? Information. I believe you can still record them. So, and when you want to organize your files, it is very important that you do it in a such manner that it will help you for easy retrieval. Take, for instance, we have sequential files. We have random files. Sequential means everything is uniformly taken. You count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. You name A, B, C, D, whether from ascending or descending order. Or they say 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. In that order is sequential. Whichever direction, whether you want to go to ascending or descending, upward or downward. So this is knowledge discussion will enable you to go about them, and it's very, very important. Try to understand the difference between sequential files and random files. Most of the exam, it will always come out. Okay. All right. Now, let's move on and then see what we have here. For instance, open file name. If you open a file name as, there's a file number. Len means the length of that file equals to record length. If you type this thing, run it in your programming distance, it will show you the length of that file. File name is the name of the file to be opened and may include the drive and the path if not in the current directories. It's just like anytime you want to open a file, you first of all check the folder where you save that file, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Please.
You check the folder where you save the file, then you check the name you used to save the file. You can now open it. The mode is used to indicate the way that the file is accessed and could be input or output or append or random. Maybe input means you are entering a new records. Output, maybe you want to sample or you want to see or view the existing records. Append, maybe if you want to make some updates, corrections, change some values. Random means you want to select it from any dimensions. That is random view. Now, file structure. We already see the mode is means through which you are able to access the file. We have the input, output, append, which I just explained. So, then an example of open statement, open student record, that, for input as this. This one, if you want to program it, just use this to program it. All right. Sequential files. Sequential files contain data elements stored one after the other according to the particular order. Just like I was explaining to you, depend on how you want to go. You may want to start counting from your matric number, maybe, or you want to start counting from the student phone number, or you want to start counting from surname, or you want to start counting from first name. All depends on how you want to arrange it. But as far as sequential, it's very important that know what you are preparing for. If you are in for ascending, maybe counting or sorting it from the first name, you should be able to know. If you are sorting out from the middle name, you should be able to know that. Okay. All right. So this is what the example is showing here. Inputs, maybe number one, you see the label. Yeah, label is a descriptive statement when you are preparing or when you are designing a form. This label to tell the matric number. Caption means the caption of that. This is the matric number, so that by the time you will be entering the record, somebody or the user is entering the record, you based on the caption you determine, is this the first name or surname or sex or gender? Without the caption, you won't know what to enter. You see matric number, name, school, department, level, score 1, score 2, and score 3. Okay, so the end of the statement, the statement is used to mark the end of file, EOF, end of file. The general syntax is EOF, that is file number, the end of the file. Okay, so that is the way it is. If you are working with a sequential file, then look at the example. You can write a program, cit213 matric number, name, school, department, enter the score from 1 to 2. So once you enter this thing, if you run it, you see what the output will be like. It will look like. So the same way, like this example here, private type student. This is the matric number as for string. You are defining the data type as string. and the array is 12. Name as string, the array is 20. School as string, the array is 20. This number is showing that you cannot enter a character more than a metric number more than 20 value or length. The maximum length is 12. Here, if you want to enter the name, the character should not be more than 20. Maybe your name is too long, like the one I'm seeing here. Ilesami Kolawole, good luck. If you count the character here, I think it should be more than 20. It means that when you want to enter your name here, once you enter up to like 20 characters, it will stop there. You cannot escape that. What you may do is to abbreviate maybe one of the names for it to accommodate it. So, if you're the one programming here, you need to increase the arrays. Maybe because there are people's names that will be longer than this, you can make it 25 or 50 or 100. So there are people whose name is as long as Ile Sami or Good Luck will be able to enter their complete name. But somebody maybe maybe that have maybe Sam or thereabout, maybe like Dia Daniel, may not be bothered about the length because his name here is not more than 20.
20.
So this is how all these are being organized. So anytime you are filling some information and maybe you are some place, they will tell you the maximum character or word you can enter. If you are writing some maybe essay or proposal, they will tell you maybe the abstract should not be more than 150 words, or it should not be more than 350 words or character. So you should be able to know once you type and it passes that, once it reaches to that number, you cannot type longer. So this is what happens when they are programming. Okay.
Okay, sir, we've gotten that, sir.
Okay. So the same thing that is that happens here. So these are this one is the more of the output of what you see here. Look at what you see here. So that is it. So we can move on. Get statement, all these things. So all of them are something that can have a hands on, like using the 6 statement. 6 statement talks about move from record to record. The 6 statement has 2 parameters, which are the file number and the record number. It's just like sometimes you click next or previous. So that is the what 6 statement enables you to achieve. Move from record to record, number 1, number 2, or number 2 back to number 1, like next or previous. So this what 6 statement enables you to what achieve. And that takes us to the end of this unit. Okay, so in conclusion anyway, in conclusion, we are now see that the feature of a computer that makes it suitable for data processing is the ability to store data, either temporarily or permanently. Data files are used to store information more permanently in secondary storage devices, which we discussed in our first class. Data files, once they have been created, can be used as input for the same program, for as many programs run as you want without having to retype data. Data files are very essential for data processing. It's very, very important, as we explained in our last class. Thank you. All right, moving on, we'll look at structured query language, SQL. Structured query language, SQL. You will learn more of this in database creations and management. I'll quickly give you some of the way it works. So we classified SQL as one of the relational database management system that helps you to connect from key from another table to key from another table. It will help you to relate from one class to another class. You are in Open University. With SQL, it will help to relate with yourself with another student from another university, maybe in Veritas University. Studying this course, there is tendency that there are other universities that offer the same course. Therefore, you'll be able to structure it in such a way that you can relate with one another. You can manipulate those data and then achieve your result as desired. Then we talked about it has a very unique format or formula, or in a real term, what we call keywords. Keywords like select, create, insert statement, update statement, delete statement. Then, for instance, you have a database created, database of all students offering 213, cit213. As I said earlier, that in this class, I expected up to 1,300 students to be in attendance, but only 20 is in attendance. So if I want to keep the track of all students who are offering this course, then try to know how many is present. I'll be able to use select statement to do that. To select all students in this course. If I do that, it may give you up to 1,300 something students. But if I want to create the students with their details, I'll use what create command. Maybe you want to create a table where you can store the names of students. You can use what create command. If on the insert, you created a table one, insert, you want to insert maybe add details of or particulars of students, use what insert statement. Then maybe you added some details of students, but there are some mistakes which you want to correct. Use what update statement. Maybe your phone number, you change your phone number, or there's a mistake in your email address, or maybe you're supposed to you expected a payment of 200 naira and somebody pay you 150 naira, and you can use this to update it. Delete means there are some unnecessary records that you want to remove from the database. This is what this statement works. So let's just quickly run through the material. So just I explained this, all the using SQL statement are this. Note this: if that's SQL statement, what's the SQL statement? Know this, it will always appear in your exam. Don't say you were not taught. So now, example, select the column name from the table. You have a format, or what they call syntax. You must learn the syntax. Like this is a table now. And if you want to select maybe a matric number or name or this, you can just say select a matric number from the table name, student information. So you can use that the same way, just like the same way. See it, okay. Select department from student information. Only the department will do what? Appear. Select a matric number from student information. This is only the matric number appear. Look at the table here. The table here. So if you want to select the name, all you need to do just to specify it. Select, you choose a name from student record. The name will appear just like this. So that is it. Department, only the department would appear. So the column. So then this one means ascending or descending order. So when it's selected, how do you want it to be arranged? Just like this now. You selected this, you select all the informations here. You select name, department, level from student record, order by level, or ascending or descending, depending on what you put. Then count command, it enables to find total number they are in the table. That is the count command. So the total, the number it is in the table, like this, a count department. How many departments are there? Count command is used to do that, which is 6. Count names to tell you. Count matric number to tell you the total number, than verbally doing it or manually computing it. So that is it. You say we count command. All this is try to learn them. Very, very important. So if you want to create a new table, you can now see the syntax. Create table. Create table, you put the name of the table and specify the column and the data type like this. Matrix number, the data type is varchar, that is variable character. It will accept total number of 12 an array. Name, variable character. It will accept both variable and character. That means it can accept both name and the number. Variable character can accept both name and number in that same field. Okay, so the total value it can accept is 50. Which all this number is what is called an arrays. So static arrays. But this one, level integer, no one was given. It means that dynamic arrays. The level may change or might change. So that is it. Note that you know how to write simple queries to retrieve information from a table, and command for creating table. As we look through, try to see how you can write a statement, SQL statement. Just practice on your own how to use SQL statement to achieve this. Select, insert, create, update, and delete. Try to know how that. Practice on your own how to use SQL statement to write them. All right. We'll move on. So variable character, all of them are the same.
As the lecturer now, he said there's no group. You understand?
Yes.
So let's create group so that we just appoint one person as class rep. So we be the one to be updating us if there is class, if there's any information, even the course material, the exam summary, or the past questions.
Exactly.
So we be the one.
This is
You
a good
understand?
idea. Yeah, we need to create the group. This is a good idea.
Hello. Can we
can be?
Let's round up. Yeah. Then you can now continue with your. This is sorry for the interruption. It's network.
Okay, welcome back.
Okay. Okay. We'll just soon round up so that you'll be able to have your conversation. All right. We are just okay. All the thing we just highlighted is what that is here, and then all these things are what we have been discussing. This is a sample code. If you design this form, this figure 41 user interface, when you're able to when you design it using your Visual Basic for student registration form, then you apply this code from under the code view. We have interface view and code view. When you apply it, then all these codes, just type them. By the time you are done, when you run it, look at what the output. Look at the message box I was telling you. See, message box, registration successful. Information message box, call this. So you see registration box, you see the message box, see the message, a registration successful. To tell you the user the registration is successful or it failed or it's an error. So that message box enables you to command, enables you to achieve that. So look at when you are or adding a values, when you are program, you see txt department dot text, txt school dot text, means that these are text. So anyone that is not text from here now, let me just say anyone that is not txt depends. Okay, all this one text box, all this one text box. So all this are text box because look at all this is a text box here. So anyone that is not text box, it will also show you. All right. Okay, these are just highlight of that programming output. So these are the program outputs. The program outputs. Once you have the material and then you are using it, following it diligently, you'll be able to practice with this. These are not hard, but you must have the software to use it. I think that will take us to the end of today's class. Sam, you are raising your hands.
Yes, sir. I have a question, sir, please.
Oh, go ahead.
All right, sir. So I wanted to ask which programming language was used to build the Microsoft Excel? Because I think something similar to this SQL was used.
You can use any programming language. Excel was developed by Microsoft. Visual Basic was also developed by Microsoft.
Okay.
So,
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And all these things, they mostly use object-oriented programming.
Okay.
Take for instance, like this C++, Java, Python.
Yes.
They are more programming platform that are being used based on the complex tasks we have in our day-to-day routines. So Excel was same way, just like SQL. Excel was created by mostly by or be utilized more of by Oracle. Oracle mostly use SQL. So Excel was also created, but SQL is more advanced to Excel. So Excel is more robust and more for elementary and intermediate, but SQL is more of the is not easily grabbed, unlike Excel.
All right. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much. So, any other questions? Any other questions or concern? As we may be wrapping up our today's or these lectures. Maybe
Yeah, sir.
Sir,
One more thing.
Sir,
One more thing,
excuse
sir.
me, sir. I have a question, sir.
Go ahead.
Okay, sir. Please, my question is that how could we get your previous lecture? Because me, I have missed some of your lectures. So I need to get them on.
Okay.
I wanted you to tell me how could I get it since from the beginning.
Okay, first of all, all the materials is there. But for the live lectures, I think the first to the fourth lectures, I enabled cloud recording to record and upload the live lectures. But over time, I discovered that the cloud recording was not actually done in a sequential manner. Most of them break to the point that you may find it difficult to listen to. So in our last lecture, when I discovered it, I decided to use my system to record it and then upload in YouTube and share to all of you to access. So I think I can authoritatively confirm our last lecture and today's lecture. After today, I will still upload it. So for the first to fourth lectures, you can get the material and then discuss.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sir,
Thank you.
one more thing also, sir. Is this our final class, or are we still having one more class for revision also?
We may have another class for revisions.
Okay, sir.
Our next class will
Okay,
be
sir.
on it will be only revisions, but for the make lectures have been ended as scheduled by the school admin or the university
Okay.
But sir,
management.
the revision is it from the beginning to the end, or you can just take some part of the lecture and discuss about it?
It's from the beginning to the end. More of is more bounded about taking some of your questions and answering them, and I think that may be the best approach. You go through any part of whatever one you are not clear, we'll be able to, as you just be going through it. So any part you are not clear or you have question you ask. So on your own, you can make some
Okay.
questions and where you are not too really clear. And above all, most of them are also, you can even take it to the discussion forum. It will also be resolved
Okay,
there.
sir. Okay, sir. Thank you.